talk about, I was just talking about political reputations there with my guest. We're talking about political reputations here in France, are we? Notably that of President Hollande.
Now, we were just seeing in that interview as well how Bill Clinton benefited from the sex scandal. In fact, in popularity rankings, perhaps people feeling that they should come to his defence if he was being attacked.
And he fibbed about it.
That's right. Now, a lot of people were saying in France, perhaps François Hollande would benefit from this image of him sneaking out of the Élysée Palace wearing, a motorcycle helmet. Would it make him look like more of a man?
It was about him, It was about him being more macho, more masculine, because he had been seen as a henpecked figure between the two women, Ségolène and Valerie.
And even if you read his bio, apparently his mother was a very strong, overbearing woman as well. So would he benefit from this image of being a man who, does what he wants, sort of thing, even if it's not necessarily a nice thing to do? Well, we have the answer, right? A poll by IFOP has come out, and no, the French people are not impressed by his behaviour, right? The image, his likability, right? This isn't about his political popularity, but his image and his likability as a person has gone down. How likable he seems has gone from 52% down to 45%, a 7% drop. How sincere he appears to the French people has gone way down from 43% to 29%. Does he defend the interests of French people? That's gone down also by 4 points from 37% to 33%. So it seems the jury's come back in.
See, just 22%.
There you go. That's a drop of 5% as well. So look,
I wonder if it's
been bad.
If that's broken down between men and women, and whether they have different views as well.
I would imagine women would be even more unforgiving of his activities than men. But I think generally speaking, it looks like it's been bad for François Hollande. Which is interesting, because there was some speculation that it would have the opposite effect. That's not the case.
All right. Meanwhile, the jilted woman herself, Valérie Trierweiler, her legal team has been speaking out. She's out of hospital now, isn't she?
She's out of hospital, and in the last day or two, we've had her lawyer, Maître Giffard, who has spoken to Le Figaro, saying, look, she wants to come out of this whole scandal, this private life mess that has been spread across the media with dignity. Elle veut en sortir dignement. Now, also the head of her chief of staff at the Élysée Palace, she's a staff of some 5 people, has also spoken to the media saying, look, the rumours that have been doing the rounds that she smashed up furniture and priceless vases in the Élysée Palace are utterly without any basis whatsoever. And it's...
these were the reports in Le Figaro newspaper a couple of days ago, right?
That's right. Le Figaro reported that the state authority that looks after the furniture in state palaces, they had denied these rumours, right? So Le Figaro reported on those denials.
The Louis XIV vases and all the rest of it.
That's right. And now her chief of staff is saying, look, these are political attacks. They are trying to get to the government through Valérie Trierweiler, and they're kicking a woman when she is down. Now, but to get back to those rumours themselves, right, it started off online. It was somebody citing somebody who knew somebody in the Élysée Palace, Élysée staff speaking to the staff of Mobilier National, who look after the furniture and the priceless artefacts in state palaces, etc. And this rumour essentially said that she had smashed up €3 million worth of material, and that she had to be removed from the president's office and indeed from the palace to hospital. In any case, you can see that one serious publication, Économie Matin, picked up these rumours online, and once a serious publication had picked it up, it then went very much viral, and Yahoo and other websites picked up on it, and it gained some credibility until these denials came through. Now, Le Monde, very interestingly, has tracked it back originally to a sort of a right-wing, far-right blog, and it does appear that the rumour just started online in a very unreliable way.
It just shows you, how desperate people are for any small detail to come out of this story. And the people who, of course, are doing extremely well out of this are the owners of Closer magazine,
That's right.
The magazine that initially published the allegations. Then tomorrow is the next copy that's due out, and they've got yet more revelations.
They brought it out a day early. They brought it out this afternoon,
Laura,
already,
yeah.
Because there is still such interest in what they have to say about the president's private life. So for the 3rd week in a row, more revelations. What are they saying this time? I suppose we're stooping to the gossip, but let's do it. Valérie Trierweiler will stand by her man. Apparently, their latest piece of information.
But will he stand by her?
Well, that's the question. Apparently, according to them, she is intending to travel to the US on an official trip with François Hollande on the 11th of February. Now, according to Atlantico, a right-wing news website, they spoke to a source close to the couple who says Hollande regrets having picked the 11th of February, that trip to the US, as his deadline. and that personally he has still not made up his mind, but that perhaps she will accompany him as the First Lady on that February 11th trip, and it might be further down the line that he actually makes a decision, which will only confirm his image as somebody who has difficulty making decisions. He has that rather negative image, or at least that's how he is sometimes stereotyped as flamby, that is a pudding, which is kind of without form, without
pudding.
shape, and having difficulty to make decisions. So it could be negative, it continue to be negative for Francois Hollande's image.
Very quickly, Hollande's Prime Minister sending advice to a student on Twitter.
You would think he would have better things to do, right? And one would presume it's his staff. But basically, there was a student on Twitter saying, and speaking in very informal French, I have to study the crappy Matignon agreements, excuse my French, so to speak. The Matignon agreements were trade union agreements in 1936 after a general strike. Now, probably because Matignon, which is the official residence of the Prime Minister, was mentioned in the tweet, it looks like...
He's picked up on it,
He picked up on it and he said, go to this link here to study the Matignon agreements and good luck in your exams. So the
That
Prime
would really motivate you to get on with your homework, wouldn't it?
Well, when the Prime Minister
Message to the
tweets
Prime
you.
Minister, yeah, brilliant. All right, James, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks,
James
Laura.
Creedon there with Media Watch. Do stay with us here on France 24. We're taking a short break. When we come back, is Iran ready to turn over a new leaf? Well, that's what President Hassan Rouhani told the World Economic Forum today in Davos. But Israel warns, judge Iran on its actions, not on its words. We'll have more on that next.